And good evening. Welcome to the Deltahead stream. I am James Howell, and tonight we're doing part 3 of Hi-Fi Rush. I've been playing this game off on a separate file apart from the stream, and this is an amazing piece of work. This is maybe the only game that has done referential video game humor right. And I am shocked. It's the sort of thing where this game does a lot of things where you didn't really know the bar could be raised, but apparently it can, and Hi-Fi Rush does that in a lot of ways. Extremely charming, a lot of personality, and I just really dig it. So, let's see. I think we are near the end of the creative designer who is a little too zealous about purity and design for his own good, and I think we'll be combating him in what is an amazing closing sequence. But before we get to that, I think tonight is the first time in a while that I've had something that is appropriately a pregame show in the older fashion. Let's see, what have I been? I've been getting nearer and nearer to finishing this Sanctuary by William Faulkner, which is a lovely book. The man can write. It's amazing. It's astounding quality work, and he manages to strike a balance between it's like there are several different genres wrapped up in there. Crime, murder, mystery, and something that is akin to horror, I think, in a way that would resonate with the sort of like fear of ruralites that you sort of see in games like Resident Evil 4, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and these other things. And it's also, I think if you were to transport that novel into a modern day setting, I think half of it would be in, I don't know, like a meth lab or something. It's basically back during Prohibition when bootleggers were, making shine and selling it, and with a lot of the risk involved in that kind of lifestyle. So so there is a lot to it that feels contemporary, even if the specific details are in a different time. But a much less dark or serious piece of media that I have to share. I have been watching. Well, I've fallen in love with Lucha Libre over the past several months, and am greatly enjoying its performance and also its mythology. In particular, I don't think that you can really get into the mythology or history of Lucha without knowing El Santo. This is a little box set of Santo's first 2 movies, and I've been watching these, and the imagination on display and the styles of storytelling. Evening Swimmy, it's good to see you. I think you will enjoy what I'm about to share. As somebody who is a fan of MST3K, because Santo movies, at least 2 of them, I think only 2 of them, have shown up as Misty targets. It is easy, I think, to look at these as 50s camp and bad science fiction. There is a lot to the storytelling that is frankly novel, and that I think that could stand to be borrowed from in some compelling ways. Let's see, let me get the chat up here and that, and I'll show you what that means. So, yeah. So here we go. Santo contra el cerebro diabólico. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I am learning Spanish now, and getting the sounds right is always the first step. But Santo versus the diabolical brain. Now, you might think that this means a literal brain. No. In fact, I actually mistook this for Santo's first film, which is, as you can see here, Santo versus the evil brain. Now, the evil brain and the diabolical brain are 2 separate brains. Do not get them confused. The diabolical brain is, I think, probably a better translation from this would be versus the mastermind. Because the plot actually does not involve Santo directly. Santo is actually a supporting character You might liken this to the Metal Gear Solid 2 of Santo. Is it like the? Oh yeah, is it the sort of Latinate roll like in Latin? I think R is called the lettera canina, the dog letter, because you lettera canina. But it's interesting. I think I should probably watch a few YouTube videos to kind of get that right, because when I roll my tongue, I basically, people can do like the W thing with their tongues. I have exactly one spot on my tongue that can do the, and it is the right on this side in front of my mouth, and that's about it. None of the other muscles will do that. So anyway, Santo versus the Diabolical Brain. This is kind of the Metal Gear Solid 2 of Santo movies, because like in Metal Gear Solid 2, the premise was you would be the side player to Solid Snake and be seeing what he does on the sides. Santo actually takes about 25 minutes to actually show up and is not properly the protagonist of this movie. This movie is about an ace detective. Oh, okay. Cool. That's actually a really good frame of reference, because I've got that down a little bit better. But yeah, so this movie is about sort of an ace detective who breaks up like a gang headquarters in the city and decides to go after the big boss. The big boss is out in the countryside, and so what he decides to do is to ride out there on horses, show up, not declare who they are, of course, because they're police, and that's not a good thing to do when you're going into a gang's territory. But going into the Wolf's Mouth, and the visual coding on this is very traditional. He is a white hat cowboy in essence, because it has a very Western flair to it, and the bad guys are all black hats and that sort of thing. So that is the story for the first 25 minutes. You are only introduced to Santo as a part of this narrative at all until the bad guys are rifling through the guy's stuff and they find a watch, which is actually a one-way communicator to Santo's headquarters. And Santo's headquarters, there's Santo in repose in his headquarters. This is what it looks like, Santo's Batcave. And there are, all sorts of golden era of radio, sort of techno phrases being thrown around, like the X-Alpha. But yeah, so it's a one-way communication to Santo, and Santo gets the message as the bad guys are speaking into it, not knowing that it's a one-way communicator, and he realizes that his friend, the detective, is in trouble. So, we'll get that in a second. So yeah, so that's how Santo is introduced. Yeah, he's like Batman. We're gonna see an area in which he's very different from Batman soon. It's amazing. And so then when he is properly brought into the story at, I think, about minute 35, 40, of course, it's through wrestling. It's every Santo movie has at least one wrestling match. And sometimes there are two. There's one wrestling match to establish that Santo is in fact a wrestler, which, of course, if you don't know that going in, you will know. And then there's usually the second match, where I've watched like 8 of these movies by now. I am obsessed. The second match is always where the bad guys try to kill him in the ring, right? That sort of like greatest insult to get him on his own turf. So he beats this guy in wrestling, and this guy is actually a return player, not always as a villain, but as a wrestling partner. He's showing up in Santo versus the Martians right now. And importantly, this movie has it is in love with brawls. And by brawls, I mean 4 or more guys just going crazy, duking it out, throwing furniture, destroying everything, wrecking the room. There are no fewer than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different brawls in this movie, and these brawls are not small affairs. These are given like minutes of screen time. 2 of these brawls occur with very little explanation or justification for their length before Santo even shows up, and obviously it's there for the spectacle, right? Because it's fun. You want to see a Western movie. You want to see people get thrown through windows and stuff like that. And so that's what it's there for. But what kind of elevates it is the fact that there are so many and they last so long. And it's the sort of thing that you just would not see done in a movie now. And that is what makes it exquisite, because it's fresh in that way. As Santo begins to enter the story, he is, of course, he is showing up as the backup, right? The emergency guy. And so when the good guys get captured, Santo becomes Santo Snake. Actually, that is actually a very Metal Gear Solid 5 looking destroyed background there. But Santo Snake approaches the guards, sidling up, peering around corners, sneaking along, peeking out, bonk. It's great. He's got his mask and he's wearing just his cape and his tights, and he's like super stealthy. And this is not the only sneaking sequence. What's this? Peek. I love it. It's like, you know that your life, as your career as a grunt henchman, has either hit its peak or its low when you yourself are this guy getting knocked out. There's one thing to be a genome soldier getting knocked out by Solid Snake. There's another thing to be this guy and get taken out by a pro wrestler. The cape is not a liability at all. The cape is never a liability. None of the people that Santo brawls uses it. It's amazing that he has that ability. And of course, the good chest chop, conk, he's down. No, it is. It's like this right here. This. Nothing. Santo. Nothing. Santo. It's great. So he knocks this guy out, and this is where he differs significantly from Batman. What's that sound? The rustle of a cape. Evening, Dan. It's good to see you. One of the climactic battles of the movie. There are two climactic battles. Both of them brawls, as you might imagine. The good guy detective gets taken out. They take him out in the middle of the wilderness. They're gonna shoot him and throw his body off a cliff. And so you see the villainous henchman, sort of mid-grade henchman, a little too cocky for his own good. And who shows up but Santo, who has a sequence where he rides up on a horse, and it's a long sequence of clearly there's like a car or something driving in front of the horse, and he's just galloping, and his cape is flowing behind him, and it's great. But Santo shows up and does a number of excellent wrestling things here. You can see after having punched a few guys, hut, crunch. You got to imagine being an extra on the set. A lot of the guys who are extras who get smashed like this don't look like they have luchador physiques. And the thing about pro wrestling is your strength, your performance ability. Basically, your career is going to last as long as you know how to take a fall. And so I really wonder if Santo pulls punches more than usual in these, if these extras are not necessarily trained for that. Maybe they're special stuntmen, I don't know. But here's another thing where the good guys... So just to get an idea of how this is set up, the guy on the left who's standing up in sort of a half crouch has taken one of the henchmen, put him in a headlock, and bent him over so where his back is parallel to the ground. The other good guy has gotten down in a horse position so Santo can run, springboard off his back, springboard off the henchman's back, and tackle four guys. Boom. It's amazing. This is incredible. The fact that there is a world where pro wrestling is the superior fighting art is just it warms my heart. But so, Swimmy, this is where Santo differs from Batman, because Santo is apparently cool racking up a body count. Evening arc. So this is all taking place on the edge of a cliff, and Santo, as you can see here, has one of the henchmen lifted up. Goodbye! He just throws him over the cliff. And this is not the first one. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bodies. He just throws them over the cliff unceremoniously. And to be clear, I think whenever the bodies hit the ground, you don't see a pile of bodies. You just see all of them hitting this sort of like creekside, and there are no more dummies there. The limbs are going everywhere. It's ragdolly. They clearly threw a live mod or a dummy over the side. So either they threw a dummy down, moved it out of scene, and then threw another dummy over, or this is the same dummy that was laboriously picked up and trekked back up to the top so they could throw it over and over again. I'd like to think it was the latter. Yeah, Santo and the Treasure of Dracula is very good. Samson versus the Vampire Women is the sort of like Americanized version of one of the of one of the agreed upon greater Santo films, and that's an MST3K one. It's got an English dub, which I think makes it more Misty friendly. So Santo racks up a body count, very not Batman. And also something that I cannot imagine Batman doing. Again, this is the superiority of pro wrestling in this world. After an extended chase sequence, the bad guy is getting away in an airplane, the little prop plane that you see there. Santo's car on the far left is a silver car, as you might imagine, because of his mask. He drives up in pursuit, and you gotta admit, if you're driving away on a plane and you're a mastermind and you look in your mirror and you see this, you're probably in trouble. So Santo runs at superhero speeds, catches up with the airplane, and of course grabs it, as you do, and launches over. Can't seem to stop it by digging his heels into the ground. So what does he do? So that's not working out. It slows it down a little bit, but doesn't quite. So he throws himself under that back wing, drags along underneath, finds a post, grapples it with his legs in a wrestling hold. I mean, typically you'd have, I think, like your opponent's like neck where that post is, and uses this pin, this wrestling hold to stop the airplane. There's the propeller. It frequently shows a shot of the propeller burning out because the plane is not moving. It's not visible here in the screenshot, but Santo is. You can see his back is not touching the ground. This plane is trying to move, right? I don't know if somebody's pulling on it or what they're doing, but yeah, so there are two things you can take away from this. One, either that plane is too weak to pull a post up out of the ground, or that post is so strong that that it can stop an airplane from taking off. Either way, obviously Santo is to be credited for the inventiveness and the strength to be the bridge between the two. I just think it's interesting that either one of those two things is really weak or really strong. Centra contra los zombies. Centra contra las mujeres vampiro. Santo en el Museo de Quera. Is that Santo in the Wax Museum? Ark, maybe that's it. Maybe they... or, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just kept throwing the same guy overboard. Once all the limbs break, it's just all the same. But yes, Dan, I agree. I agree completely. The post is not a superhero. It doesn't even have a mask. And yes, after all of this, you have to imagine if you were the villain and you're sitting there, what's wrong? And you're just sort of like. Wondering what's going on. But yes, so I don't have the image here. I actually think that the image library hit capacity. But the good guy comes up while Santo has the airplane pinned, and this is an important thing. He doesn't just stop the airplane. He has the airplane pinned and struggling as he would an opponent in the ring. Boom. And then the detective hero runs up, opens up the passenger door, drags out the mastermind, cuffs him, and Santo doesn't even stick around for any kind of like coup de grace. The last you see of him, he hops in his car and drives away, and he's waving goodbye. So again, this is like the Metal Gear Solid 2 of Santo movies, because Santo is largely peripheral to the main story. He does not change. He does not grow. He is there to kick ass and support the guy who must be the hero. It is, I kind of want, I mean, Metal Gear Solid 2 did this, but I kind of want a game that does this where it just shifts genres completely. It's not a stealth action game where you're playing as one character than another, but just shifts genres completely so that the final game that you're playing is nothing like what you started. It's amazing. So, that Super Argo and the Faceless Giants? I'm not familiar with that. Is that another luchador movie? Because I'm just I'm in love with this genre now. I'm watching the Blue Demon movies. I've got El Santo and the Mummies of someplace, I forget the name, but it's got Santo, it's got Blue Demon, it's got Mil Mascaras, and it is a joy. So that said, it's really nice to be back with a 20-minute slideshow of a movie that I liked. And now we can hop into to Hi-Fi Rush. Let's see, how do I get that over there? You know, I think you're right. I mean, if you gotta love your job for what it is, right? And if you don't, I mean, if you're not happy without pinning planes, you're not going to be happy with pinning planes. Santo knows who he is. And that's probably one of the reasons why you can pin planes. So, here we go. Let's turn on music. Let me swap this stuff out for game playing useful. And let me switch over to the actual game. This game is so good. Let's turn on... Oh man, they bring him out of retirement. God bless pro wrestling. I kind of can't believe it's taken this long in my life for me to... I mean, it's always been there in the background, but it feels like this has just been on deck to be a hyper-focused topic, and I'm very happy with the time I'm spending with it. The farting cat load screen is choice. It's really good. Let's see, what's my loadout look like? Oh, right. I'm still using Peppermint as my hub for that.
What else do you want?
So you hacked into me with Project Armstrong. What did you, see in there?
Actually, I thought it was strange. I couldn't see anything.
Is this another one of your "you're so stupid" chai digs?
As much as I enjoy those, no. There's no data collection in this code.
So, Vandalay doesn't care about me personally.
Unusual for a tech corporation. All this seems to do is input information.
This is all very suspicious. Right, Peppermint?
Yes, Chai, it is. Hence, why we need more information.
I like how Chai is just sort of play acting, being in on it to kind of feel out what the right thought is about the information that he's being given.
Crazy to see all the Vandalay top brass in one place.
Well, minus Rekka, you can say.
Well, she was partially there.
And you sure made that known.
Had to let him know who was in charge.
They are, Chai. Don't forget that. It's us versus the entire company now.
But they don't have us.
What? Look, we're outnumbered. Just don't forget that.
Something that I think is that as a writer I like about that dialogue is, yeah, there's a sort of shtick where you have a character nonsensically repeating cliches, and the nonsensicality sort of snowballs to the point where it's ridiculous, and a less successful way of doing that gag leaves the audience with the impression that the sort of like writers are trying to be a little too self-aware and trying to be a little too cute and on the nose. But what I like about this is it uses that sort of gag framework, but it uses that framework to get from point A to point B, and point A to point B isn't about the gag, right? It's used in the service of a bigger moment. And I think that's what stops it from sort of becoming a little too enamored with itself. So, yeah, the writing on this is very sharp.
Really cool of you to, you know, hide the fact that you can teleport.
Well, while you were smashing up production, I was here working out how to do that.
So, how does it even work?
Like I said, it's complicated. Basically, whatever bond you created with 808 puts out a digital signal I can hijack.
So that means you can teleport me back here whenever you want.
You and 808 are the antenna, I just latch on. Doesn't work the other way around.
But what if I were to stand next to a wall?
Chai, just stop. Don't think too deeply about this.
I really like that Chai's entire support system is dependent on the fact that he made friends with a cat. Oh.
What else do you want?
Wrong one. So, what do I not have? That's a really good one. That's very good. Oh yeah, these are, I love it. I love it. They named one Cannon Spike. Again, this is the sort of thing where, like, the gaming humor in this is unobtrusive and on point. For those who don't know, Cannon Spike was Cannon Spike? I think that was the name of it. It was a Capcom game for the Dreamcast, and it featured several, I think, a couple of Street Fighter characters, Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins, in a game style that none of them are from. It's kind of a brawler / shooter. That's a good one. And what do I have equipped? Oh, I can put another one in there. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Cannon Spike. Very good. I would like to play that again. That was one of the games that I, to my shame, committed, that I contributed to the Dreamcast demise by playing it on a burned disc.
Just ahead.
Oh, weird. I feel like I should buy it legit now to repent, but I don't think it would give any money to the people who would have needed it.
Mr. Chai, was it? That's Mr. Chai to you.
That's what I just called you.
Okay then. I am Zonzo. Yeah, I know. Zonzo, head of R&D. Look, dude, I'm not gonna serenade you.
They call you a defect, but I find your enhancements enticing. I must learn more about it.
We've tested enough, don't you think?
I saw your reflexes, but how about your endurance? Let's give it a go, go, go! But enough talk. Have at you!
So, I appreciate the JoJo's ness there. Enough talk, have at you is what really steals my heart. What? something I really like about the hook jump is the confusion effect. Really helps with enemies that skedaddle.
Don't even you could put a dent in this.
All right, I gotta survive.
You're useless.
You said it, not me.
Just as I expected. It's climbing us.
There we go. Pardon me.
Chai, we need
Evening, Space Hamlet. It's good to see you.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna reason with it.
Well, we had a good run.
Look, man, I think we have more in common than we do apart.
Yes, that phrasing is actually quite confusing. Like, how would that work? I think we have more in apart than we do in common, just like reverse the two and it's nonsensical. That's very good. I never did the pin trick. My console pirating was limited to the Dreamcast because that was the first console where I had that technology, and
Holy crap!
and had a system for it.
Previously on Hi-Fi Rush.
Things are good, Space Hamlet. I highly recommend you check out the stream archive and look at the Santo versus the Diabolical Brain breakdown that I shared, because these movies are fantastic,
Sorry, didn't mean to frighten you, little guy.
and I think you'll appreciate it.
Goggles make you come on strong, sir. Your plans, young man, often seem to fail. Perhaps you lack the leadership qualities you think you have.
That's my buddy Cinnamon, a psych AI. Tells the truth no matter how much it hurts.
This is surprisingly entertaining.
Chai, don't be dead!
Have his punch in the face on loop.
Macaron, I presume?
Peppermint! Wonderful.
Cinnamon is an interesting character. Like, he's familiar because he's very C-3PO.
Questions make me less off-putting.
But he's unique, and the face drawing bit is also really good.
Macaron, my man on the inside. Wait, was that you hacking the test labs?
Just my way of showing who's boss.
But he works for Vandalay.
Yeah, used to be the head of R&D under Roxanne Vandelay. Then Kel brought in his crew, and now there's Spectra.
A disgruntled employee.
But this place is my whole life. I wanted to do something. And I realized I can't.
Macaron is a company
From the
man.
inside.
I will say, you may have to do more than just pick on Zanzo.
Yeah, I mean, we already have our hacker.
I was thinking of a non-violent solution.
Against those robots
How are you, Space
that just
Hamlet?
tried to kill me?
Oh.
Something big is going down, Macaron. We've got to be proactive.
But fighting isn't my style.
Then why do you have a punching bag?
Sometimes work gets a bit stressful, knowing who took everything from me.
You mean that guy?
Zonzo!
Gentle giant with a rage trigger.
That wall was made with Z-shielding.
Oh no. Does that mean I have to fight?
I believe it
Like, you
does,
get what
sir.
kind of character Macaron is right from the start. Like that right there.
Try.
The way they
Before
execute it
heading
is
out,
really well
mind
done.
Coming over here?
Okay, I want answers. I dodge volcanoes coming here, and you just waltz right in?
Waltz? I ran here.
Congratulations
So
on the
what you're saying
33rd! And
Worried about me.
What?
congratulations
no,
on
it was
finding
more of a general
your
concern
limits
for
as you get through your
the
30s.
state of things.
So I'm assuming you were one step behind me because you thought I would
Now, I know some people for whom their
I mean,
alcohol
not to that
tolerance
level,
does
but
not
it was
change
when I was
as they
25.
advance through their 30s and 40s, but they are fewer than there are many of them.
Let me guess. The insider you've been talking to this whole time.
Yes, Dan, I think that the Vandalay reference is exactly what it is, because the
Why wouldn't we just
reference to a lot of 90s games and TV
You
is
never listening to me?
is a big part of this
You
game's
telling
texture.
The entire company heads our plans?
Those were slip-ups.
Well, I didn't need another one of those.
I like how his defense is those were mistakes, because that's essentially what the accusation is.
Hey there, Chai. To be honest, I'm not sure I can be of much help.
What are you talking about? You can literally destroy what's holding us back.
Right, I know, but just give me some time to get used to it. But anyway, look at this. Those chip enhancements Peppermint made for you are pretty awesome.
Already? Is tech talk like your #1 priority?
Well, it is kind of my job, so maybe a little bit.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I was thinking, why not add a bit more punch to those chips? If you get what I'm saying. With some extra supplies, I can make them more effective. A higher level chip needs more energy, so each level will take up another slot. But once you level up a chip, you can switch back and forth to lower levels. Now you can customize as much as you'd like.
Wow, this is actually pretty cool and useful.
On the note of what I think makes Macaron successful as a character here, despite having some familiarity to a sort of type, kind of along the lines of that, I was talking about that joke that can get a bit cutesy and self-involved in the hands of sort of like some writing. Macaron's sort of like gentle giant with a rage trigger thing. That's not who he winds up being, but it is a way to get us from here to there. And that thing sort of being in the service of a process of introducing you to a character without sort of being the hook or the sort of the cliche, I think is what makes that work. And that's what I think makes a lot of the writing in this successful. You're introduced to something that's kind of familiar, that you kind of know how it goes, and so you get comfortable, and then it can bring in the warmth.
I know Peppermint's got a lot
Evening
of
Rounds, good to see you.
So I'll take over all these upgrades for now. When you have materials, come and see me.
Will do.
I got no money.
Honestly, I don't even know where to begin with you. Psych robots? For what?
Sir Macaron programmed me to analyze his creation since his
How are you, Round?
exile
It's been a while.
development. But my analysis leads me to a conclusion that he was merely lonely.
Macaron's a friendly guy. You'd think he'd be more popular around here.
Sir Macaron is shy, non-confrontational, and what I would categorize as a worrywart.
Why not try helping him out?
Oh dear no. My job is to inform. It is for the individual to change.
So I gotta ask. Cinnamon. What does it stand for?
Oh, Mr. Chai, isn't it obvious?
Of course it is. I just want to confirm it with you.
I can see you truly have no idea. How sad. Sir Macaron designed me as a consciousness review allocation personnel. Hence, Cinnamon.
But that doesn't... Actually, it even...
No need to dwell on names. Unfortunately, not all of us can have a very common and usual name like you, Mr. Chai.
I am doing well. In fact, this game and Lucha Libre
All right, Peppermint.
have
I'm
been
ready.
highlights lately.
Mission report. Our goal, get back on track to entering the AI labs. The good news, Chai, is that Zanzo thinks you're dead.
Okay, stop showing me this.
Only thing slowing us down was Z-shielding.
And I can take care of that.
So I'll configure 808 to call Macaron in.
Call me in.
I'll explain later.
Oh, finally you are rebelling, sir. After all these years of inaction.
Thanks for the positive reinforcement, Cinnamon. Anyway, Macaron's lab is just below where we were headed.
So let's get back to those AI labs and destroy Spectra.
Simple enough.
There's quick access back upstairs if you go down the hallway.
I heard a lot of banging and explosions from down there. Is that Mr. Macaron's office? Oh no, I hope he is okay.
Voice acting in this is also spot on. Like I have so much admiration for what this game does.
Okay, go straight through there.
There's just a wall.
808 firmware updated, and we should be good to go. Try calling in Macaron.
You know, I don't think I've ever noticed that before.
Try this out.
Let me out there. Right, there we go.
Not bad, Macaron. First step into the wild.
Excuse me. I don't think I've ever noticed that the little speech bubble with the music notes points to the cat. Oh yeah, have you heard of this game, Roundley? Or you mean macarons? Oh yeah, so Hi-Fi Rush is kind of a rhythm combat game. If you input your attacks on the beat, then you get damage boost, and it's generally more stylish. You get certain buffs, like if you dash off beat, then you only get one dash, but if you dash on beat, you get 3 dashes. Attacks always execute on the rhythm, so there's nothing to sort of like break that aspect of the game's aesthetic.
Got this, Mac.
Here's the old one too.
But you are incentivized to be on beat.
We're back at that giant drill thing.
We can see that.
Yeah, it's actually
Back where we were.
this is whoop. I'm realizing in part I'm better at this game than other action games that I really like, because the cues are sort of like more acoustic and rhythmic than visual, and I think I respond better to that.
Ooh, hey Ty. It ain't Z-shielding, but I can knock that boulder out of the way for you.
Imagine it's one of Zanzo's security.
You called?
Get him, Macaron.
Gotta roll up my sleeves.
Yeah, his footsteps match up. There are some areas where it doesn't, and it's noticeable when it doesn't, but because it's so few and far between, I think that's a sign of how much and how often the overall idea succeeds in the execution here. Whoop.
Get this. I was looking through databases for information about Spectrum, but Zonzo locked out all employees.
So who has access?
From what I could tell, Only killing the other department heads.
Guess they're all in on this.
But wait, Corsica, the head of security, seems to have limited permission, though.
Why wouldn't the head of security have full access?
Ready for this?
I missed that stuff? No, I didn't.
All hands on deck! I have an idea that needs all the juice we've got. It doesn't fit in the schedule, so we're gonna have to crunch this one out.
I'm in love with what the plot is doing with Zanzo's arc here. On a previous stream, I mentioned that I come away feeling like this game is about game design in that way. But after thinking about it a little bit more, I think this is probably true of any creative tech industry. And so when you get into areas like design, you know, any corporation that has aspects of design, finance, marketing, and promotion, I think everything that this game is doing is going to be true.
Up for another round?
Alright, let me give it a shot. Call me in, and I'll shadow those shields for you. Alright, here I go. Get me out of there.
I find that my score, especially on very hard, is consistently my weakest rank.
I'd probably say so.
Focus, everyone.
They put tape
Spectral
over
lab
the
is close.
break. Reboot. I don't think I ever saw that.
Should be in the next room.
It's locked. No Z-shielding either.
Pull a tie. Find another way in. I'll be right back. Cinnamon is trying to give me a personality test.
AR labs. Close enough, right?
I am, for the sake of the stream, very pleased with how relatively easy normal is after having been playing on very hard on my own. Because there were some places that I definitely got stuck on very hard that
Unsympathetic?
I would like to move through
Hot-headed?
quickly on
You
stream.
don't even know me.
You are only proving me correct.
Come on, Chai. You can vouch for me, right?
I'm staying out of this.
Interesting. What? Where was it? Is that like an anime? Also, this is something I've been wondering for a while. If I say something is an anime, is that like my grandmother saying that she was going to rent me a Nintendo when she meant getting a game? Is that like an out-of-touch phrasing?
We're not supposed to question Zanzo, but that whole 8 days a week thing? even more suspicious. Why are there 4
Okay.
murders in a row?
Cool. Either that or you're all as out of touch as I am, in which case that's also fine. Welcome to your doom. How do I get up there?
Try this out. Ready for this?
Oh, I know what to do there. Oh, I don't need to be tricked into sounding like a grandma. I'm gonna save up for that. I can be out of touch just fine on my own.
Wait a second. Chai, where are you?
AI was locked, so I went in the AR room.
Uh-oh.
Pardon me.
Look who the cat dragged in.
This cat's with me.
This is bad.
You somehow got past my powerful toys without letting me watch. Unforgivable. But luckily, my AR labs are perfect for recreating missed opportunities. Like this. Mandalay alternate reality recreation technology. Vote patent approved. So real, it hurts.
Wow, it's like I'm really there.
I know. Awesome, right? Oh, now, show me what I missed. Plus a little extra.
Let me out. Hold on.
And Roundley, the parry system is also built into this. The audio cue for an attack will always happen 1 beat before you should hit parry, so you can you don't need to see what's going on in order to know when to parry. I think it's great. You know, I've been playing music the past year and a half, and I find it makes it a lot easier for me to play.
That's the projection lens. See if you can destroy it, Chai.
You got this, Mac.
Let me out there.
Oops. Goodbye, Dreamcast logo.
Lens is down. That was a quarter of our budget. Pull in some money from the yearly bonuses.
My bonus? No.
That programmer was right. It looks like Zanzo's burning through his budget.
Sanzo's immature creative vision prevents him from seeing the realities of development.
We can use this. With no budget, our development pipeline comes to a full stop.
Chai, goad him into throwing something lavish at you. Check this. Now we can see Chai drain the budget in real time.
This is brilliant. Yeah, so the creation story here is Chai wanted to get the arm upgrade, so he cut in line, and there was a mishap when he got the arm upgrade and there was a little power cell put in his chest. His iPod fell into his heart container in his chest. So now everything that he does is on beat, and the universe just responds. Yes, I think Ark's explanation is better. Let's go with that. Let's see, that's my way forward. Yeah, this game is all kinds of awesome from a writing standpoint. Very, very clever. Ah, damn it.
You cold?
Oh, I'll leave the little guy be. No, I'm getting the gears. Oh, wait. Usually you can destroy these things and get a bunch of gears, but I guess not. Well, I've just shown that I'm a monster for no profit.
Ready for round 2?
Hope you got something new for me.
You did so well in our training exercises. Let's see if we can fix it up a bit.
This again?
Not impressed? Well, I just might have to throw in some surprises. Send him in. He's not optimized. He'll slow down the simulation. I don't care what it costs. Get him running.
That's a huge dent. Correct, that budget died.
I hate these gunners so much. Ah, I can't see.
Can't keep it stable.
How much this costing you, Zanzo?
Yeah, there is sometimes it is a little off. I wonder if my ears are right when I hear that.
Where's your
But
extra set piece?
Yeah, when you get your style gauge at a certain point, they start chanting.
Just crave explosions. Well, if that's what you want.
We're gonna teach him a lesson.
Balancing creativity with realistic goals is the mark of a good leader. Clearly, Zanzo needs guidance.
He never understood Roxanne's vision for Vandelay. Just went along with Kale's demands as long as he got what he wanted.
Glad I don't work here.
My job, my life, he's ruining the company's legacy.
Well, let's say we're taking this guy down. Zanzo's lab is right behind the next barrel. Get ready for what's coming.
Yeah, like I said, when something feels off, it's noticeable, which is, I think, a testament to how much the overall thing is succeeding. What is down here? Level design is also very good about giving you, I think, Ark, you mentioned this, about giving you little fun things to explore and discover. There's always something just a little bit off the beaten path, so you don't feel like you're, so you basically feel like there's more to find. How do I get up there? Case in point.
Ready for this?
I haven't encountered any hidden combat encounters yet. Everything that I've encountered is pretty much on the beaten path. They really do space them out quite a bit. Oh, I want that thing. This was a pain in the ass to get. They space them out a bit more early on than you might expect, but I think that giving you non-combat opportunities to do things in time with the beat is actually really smart. Gimme! Yeah, got it! I love Oscar.
Seeing all of this yelling and chaos makes me yearn for the old days of Mr. Macaron leading us. I hope he returns one day so I can once again do a great job for him.
Whoa!
Mr. Macaron, you're here!
I'm gonna change things up around here. First step, getting rid of Zanzo.
Oh, how I support that decision. Please do a good job.
Like how they give the guy it's like simultaneously like sort of like denture chomping, or if you look at it from another way, it's the sort of old man push broom mustache. It looks like one way than the other. Ark has beaten the game, so he knows better than I do. I haven't encountered many, if any, or maybe I've just missed them all. Yeah, this is good. I think I need that. I don't need that. Interesting. This seems really useful, and I have never played with it, so let me get this. That's great. Also good. Let me change up my super art, though.
I'll staff her on this, but the cost, are you sure? Am I sure? I know what I want, and I don't want to hear about costs. Just turn it on! Is this epic enough for you?
Chai, this is amazing! Look at that budget drain!
Still want a gift basket?
You bet I do.
It's all you.
Oh, easily baited Chai is.
Sight!
Gift basket! Also, whoa, I thought you would be bigger.
What? Oh, I'll show you. Let's see you earn that basket.
Stay in it, Chai. Let's see Zanzo fly too close to the sun.
Maybe this is more intimidating.
A little bit.
Programmers, volcano.
Actually, they're both really easily baited, and I think that makes it a great hero-villain dynamic. That would actually be really fun to write. Like, as not just like a one-off thing, but a constant, constant running gag.
Programmers, where are my enemies? Give us more notice. I don't decide when inspiration hits me. Get on my level.
Let me out.
Ah! Yeah. Ah, I hate gunners! Die! Woo!
Battle area barrier code crashed.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of clover in this. I think John Johannes has done a really good job of tapping into that. There's Beautiful Joe, there's God Hand, there's DMC. There's just a lot of really great stuff that I love in this.
Here we go. All eyes on it.
Oh, that didn't quite work out.
I've got it. 2 volcanoes. Couple circuits flaring up.
something this game does really well. It's something that DOC does when you sort of get it and you're in the zone. Is it makes you feel really cool by playing it well.
Quality and quantity. I want this bigger. We can't keep this up.
Woo.
Here I come, gift basket.
Want this?
The gift basket!
Guys?
Macaron's into it too.
You down! Did you want us to drop the platform? Was that not implied? Okay, hold on.
He's a visionary and a bad communicator. Woo. Woo. Oh god.
Gonna roll up my sleeve. Ready for this?
I really like how when you hit him with a home run hit, that they do fly off and stick to something, like a fly on a zapper.
Why not just... Are you telling me how to do my job? If you're so smart, then why don't you take care of him? I call the shots here.
As I collect their...
Power through it, little guy.
Try this out.
There you go.
Woo. Whoop. Whoop. Get the hell out of there. I think the thing that I need to do to get my score up is fewer combo breaks by getting hit. I think that's what that measures.
Mr. Chai has decimated his budget.
The lens try!
The lens is very confused. Whoop, I screwed that up.
Mind if I join in?
Let's finish this.
You called?
I've wrecked everything you threw at me. Maybe you need a crash course in better design. Ha! Well, while you've been dealing with my distractions, I've been working on a pet project.
I thought the cat hangs off him like a cat would hang.
Restricted creative freedom! A mixture of spectacle and quality. Peppermint? How's that budget looking?
It's almost gone.
You're right, Ark.
Now everyone will see that I am defunded. Oh.
Don't just stand there. Finish him.
Oh, right. This is all because of you!
Enough talk.
Retired,
Let's see what you
yeah.
have on Spectra.
It's so cool.
Okay. Zanzo would have hit any information on Spectra. It's most likely in a password-protected database decrypted with a...
Here it is, right on the desktop.
Oh.
Okay, let's see. Spectra. Cognitive manipulation.
Yeah, Space Hamlet.
regulation of mental stimuli. They
I never
cause
feel like the
complete mind control,
combat
just like I
sequences
thought.
sort of like overload me. I feel like, except for one
Spectra
moment
seems to be approved for activation.
in
That
level
certainly
7.
spells the end for Mr. Chai.
We shut it down now.
According to this, only with the passkeys of all the bosses.
Are you saying we still need...
There are 6 bosses and 6 passkeys. We've already taken down...
Does Zanzo have a body
only
pillow
4
of himself
bosses
on that
and 4
couch?
passkeys.
Then what are we waiting for? We gotta kick some ass. Cue the music.
The record stops.
Yes, yes he does.
You know all about Spectra, Kale. You're not getting away with it. No one is washing my brain.
Cute. But you're in my facility surrounded by security. And you. I thought we were done. Yet here you are.
Shall I take them in, sir?
Yes, of course I want you to take them in. Why else would I bring you with...
Can we have just one... Sorry, just take a second. You know that guy?
Can we do this later?
Sure, right, later. I think I know how we can escape. Really? Do you trust me?
Are we actually giving them a moment, sir?
Just follow me. All right, come and get me. Run!
Cowardice and little girl screams. Good pairing. It's not technically a little girl scream in the Ren and Stimpy vibe, but the falsetto.
What now?
I assume Mr. Chai did not think past this point.
You all get back to the hideout.
We're not leaving you.
They can't get the passkeys. No time to argue. I'll distract them. You go down, I go up.
Get back in at least 2 pieces.
I didn't know you cared.
I want that defect. Get him!
What?
Activate security lasers. All security, report.
Woo. You die now.
sidewall. Close in on him.
This is where you run away, Mr. Chai.
May need some help here.
No problem, guys.
You got this, man.
Nope.
All eyes on it.
Try this out.
Light him up.
We lost a man. Get him.
Working on a way out. Keep fighting. And tap.
Chai, get out of there.
Woo!
Broken rails ahead.
Get that magnet ready.
Intercept the target.
Thank you. Yeah, the gang is pretty flexible. More on that in a second.
Don't let him escape the facility.
Back here again.
Pretty rock star move.
Yeah, I love this game. I also got a cat friend.
Don't try to run from us.
Stealing my technology and then calling yourself a rock star? For doing what, exactly?
Taking you down.
Is that what this looks like to you? 'Cause no, you don't have what it takes, kid. Only 1 out of 4, Corsica? It's not a passing grade.
Yeah, Corsica. What's up with
He
that?
knows where the others are. I'll get him to talk.
And when you're done, send them to me. I'll personally throw them in the furnace.
So something amazing is going to be available after this, and I'm going to replicate how I discovered it just in case it is an Easter egg and it is not part of the Golden Path. But we're going to see it.
Well, I'm glad this is all
Oh, no.
finally over.
It is, in
Are
fact,
you
part of the
ready
Golden
for
Path.
another misadventure, Chai?
So, in between levels, you're usually sent back to your hideout, or an equivalent, as we saw in what's his name's Macaron's little base there, and this is often out of step with what's actually happening in the game. This is especially true if you save your game at a checkpoint, quit, then load up later. It always starts you at the hideout so you can get your loadout right, so it's pretty aware of the dissonance here and leans into it.
Hey, Chai. How's our rock star doing? Chai, so great to see you.
Glad to see we all made it out of that pickle.
And you were the star of the show. Where do you come up with all these great ideas?
I wish I could tell you, but even I don't let myself in on that secret.
That makes total sense. Well, look, take a break, lay down. You deserve it.
Chai, you really proved yourself as a fearless leader. Mr. Chai, that was quite an amazing performance.
Suspiciously so, huh?
So much so, I realized I mistook you at first and misconstructed your psych profile.
So, what's it now?
Instead of brashly acting out based off your fear of inferiority, I see you now act out of confidence. You are surely an inspiration for the team, and for children aged 5 and up.
Rated E for everyone.
Doubt you need them, hero, but I got some nice upgrades for you. Shy, I gotta say, what you did was inspirational.
What can I say? Sometimes I even inspire myself.
When we jumped out the window, it's like you showed me how to be cool. It's all about living in the moment. Don't think about the consequences.
Ugh, words to live by. But hey, couldn't have made it this far without your help.
I'm here for you, whenever you need me.
Do I have... I do not have, so I'm going to save that. Oh, let's,
Doubt you need them.
I said I was going to save my money, but I'm wrong.
So, what does an awesome guy like me do now? When they make a movie about this, who's gonna play me? Or better yet, when they make a video game, who's gonna be my voice actor? Without you, it'd just be me without a robot cat.
And we would all be lesser for it.
I guess even rock stars need to get out sometimes. So, what's the plan now that we defeated the big bad?
I think it's premature to celebrate.
Don't think you realized it yet.
Appreciate you putting your life on the line, but you gotta snap out of it.
Wait, snap out of what?
Chai, you totally got caught by Corsica.
You mean...
Oi! 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 You fell asleep again.
Am I under oath?
The cat doing the little man's dance
I'll
is,
make
is
this
what
simple.
is just...
Tell me where the rest of your team is hiding.
Why don't you shut down that AI for
Again,
me?
this game loves the 90s.
What's this obsession with Spectra anyway? You want to know what it is? It's a simple firmware update, like we have on all our robotics.
Sounds like someone hasn't seen the code or whatever. It's a mind control AI.
Or whatever.
Oh, right! I forgot. You're the only boss without full access to Spectra. Maybe you should look into that.
I'm too tired for this. Take a nap and get the Spectra nonsense out of your system. First thing tomorrow's your last chance to come clean.
Get the Spectra nonsense out of your system. I'll show her. Just gotta find a way out. Man,
I really dig the
why
accents in
never
this.
around when you- Ada, wait! wouldn't let me down.
All right. I mean, surprised as I am, your plan worked, Chai.
Really?
This is called reciprocity.
So what do we do now?
Might want to start with getting out of that cell.
I didn't appreciate how the body language communicates the characters there.
Let's make some noise.
Karma.
So, now where were we? Peppermint, mission report.
Is that code for Chai forgot the plan again?
Mr. Chai, listening is also a part of communication.
Hey, I'm doing my best, okay?
We need Corsica's password.
Oh, hey.
Good, good.
That's a
Go on.
tango.
And since you're in security now...
Wait, I got it. I should find Corsica.
Ugh, just go. See if you can figure out where she went.
That's the tango snail throwing a ball against the wall. What's that movie with, Anyway, jail movie that I'm not remembering, style. Let's get a good camera angle on this. Oh, it's throwing the ellipsis, at the wall. That's cute. God, this game is so clever! I love it, it's inspirational. No, I haven't seen the AR snail. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, but I think in his heart of hearts, I think he knows that he belongs there, you know? There are just some ways a snail can't live fast and not have to pay for it, you know? That's a little living fast as a snail joke there for you. I'm so insecure it won't go noticed. Oh, woo! That's... Ah! I actually have died to platforming mishaps in this several times. I don't think the platforming is that bad. It's not. It's that's totally on me. Nah. I don't trust that. Anything else?
Scanning.
Authentication failed. Engaging security lasers.
Looks like Zanzo's lasers made it here.
Attention, this is Corsica. There's some sort of security destabilization in Wing 1. I have something else requiring my attention right now.
Please gauge any musical robot powers as suspicious. It takes some getting used to. The jump does not cover the kind of sort of like forward moving ground that you might always think it does. So I sometimes wind up overcorrecting by jumping twice when I don't need to.
Hey, you over there. You the one they sent? You gonna fix the security probs?
Security problem?
You heard the boss. Wait, why they sending Project Armstrong subjects to fix the security system?
What? You don't know me? I'm...
Chai, shut up and play along.
I'm here to fix the security thing.
Good, because no one's getting out of here till that's done. Central elevator won't even move until security nodes are connected.
Yes, you gotta have those, security codes, for sure.
Nodes, man, not codes. Anyways, 3 rooms of them in here. Guess you might as well get on getting.
That elevator in front of you connects us to the lift, which takes us to Corsica's wing. Guess we got a job to do.
First node's across the elevator. You'll need to power that one up to access the other 2 up top.
Hard labor. Not my jam.
Surfer is an unexpected choice for the maintenance bot. I don't object.
Do I really have to do this?
Please do not forget, you will be mind-controlled, not us.
Perspective, hi. We take Corsica's password, and we're halfway there.
3 more Vandalay bosses means 3 passwords. Then we can turn off Spectra.
3 plus 3 is 6, Peppermints. I can do math. I'm not dumb.
Despite the confusing directions, all security lasers have been installed. Though they do not turn on, I must say, 'tis a good job.
I can't wait until we can get off this floor.
I always feel bad doing it. Whoop! That's not the way to do it.
Figures there'd be security and security.
Keep that juggle going! Oh wow, I whiffed that. See. That's right. This is a really good skill. You can, if you hit your partner button one beat after a parry, they'll come in and, oh, this guy's great. Oh, this guy's great! They'll come in for an attack.
See if you can parry its counter attack. Should give you the upper hand.
I love Poetic Death. There are two kinds of parry. There's button press, which parries an attack from any direction. There's directional parry, which will give you a score bonus, and if you have a particular move unlocked, can actually do can return a fraction of their damage. So you get a boost by being intentional about it.
So, these are the notes?
Looks like they're out of sync.
I can probably lock their data streams in place with my blaster when the spheres open up.
Your turn, Peppermint! You gotta time it just right. Come on!
Come on!
Bingo! Should be another one.
Whoop! I thought I had that. Oh, yeah.
Try this out.
Here we go!
Light 'em up.
Peppermint, come on!
Need help?
Why am I not? There we go.
Come on.
Here we go!
Go get him, Chai.
I could probably knock that last one in here.
Really? You got everything connected?
But of course I couldn't have done it without you.
Just get back to the main room. There are still 2 more nodes to activate.
No, for sure. Having one character that has like a, I think it's like if it's like a sibling style meanness, I feel like that's effective. I think that's always a fun dynamic. What if I can find? Is my Evil Within reference in here? Oh no, this is this guy. Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, it's like friction and tension, right? These are friction and tension are more interesting than comfort. Doesn't need to be combative, but getting along ain't interesting. I mean, in relationships, yeah, but not in fiction.
Back at you.
My God, now that I know how to do this, and also it's on normal, this is going by so much faster.
Should be able to get to the other two now.
2 routes? Take your pick, little guy.
I set up some guides to the nodes, but man, all these platforms look the same. Whoever designed this place is gonna be a piece of my mind.
Oh, jeez. They did not mention Z-shielding. No way I am getting these supplies up to the node. I am so fired.
Here we go.
Let me at them.
Oh, wow. I can go now. But look how high up it goes. How am I supposed to get up there?
Oh no, I lost my box! Come back! How far down do you go? Wow, that really just keeps going, doesn't it? Whew! It's a long drop. Yeah, Z-shielding, it does sound Star Foxy, doesn't it? Oh, Space Hamlet, I wanted to recommend a documentary to you, which I will explain in just one second.
the secret.
I love it. Poetic death.
Try this out.
All eyes on him.
Sure, Peppermint.
Yeah.
Try this out.
Let's go.
Uh-oh, no down, no down. They don't look too heavy. I should be able to get it back in place.
So excited to clean.
You got this, Mac.
No problem, little guy.
I can't wait to eat off this floor. Is that what it said? Oh yeah, the documentary is it's called Fake It So Real. It is a documentary about indie pro wrestling in North Carolina, a town called Lincolnton, North Carolina, and an indie promotion there, and it's fascinating, and feels very familiar in some ways that that resonate with me, just in terms of some of the personalities that you encounter in it. And but yeah, it's very good. It's very well done, and like any documentary on a subject, well, there are some documentaries where you probably want to be interested in the subject beforehand. Then there are some documentaries where you don't need to because they're sort of human interest. This is more on the human interest side, so even if you're not into wrestling or indie wrestling, I think you'll still enjoy it. Yeah, indie wrestling's rad. Much riskier.
Looks like there's a route out near the main data stream.
Check it out, Chai. We still need to turn on the other data node.
I mean, all pro wrestling is risky, right? But I think on the professional side, you probably have more assurance of working with partners who might be less risky to work with.
This gets me back to the main chamber.
It's not good. Oh yes, this is great. They're the Evil Within 2 reference. Or Evil Within 1, actually, because Joseph's here.
Look at this, partner. An oasis in the dirt. A real place to concentrate. Been right in front of my eyes this whole time. Workers want peace and quiet. All these ducts, all this unused space. The future office.
There are rats.
A small price to pay. Gonna propose this to the board and get the ball rolling. Stand back, kid. I'm on official HR business here.
Like Sebastian, hard-boiled cop as HR.
Ugh.
A lot of security for an...
That is a shame. This is, Ah. No, I mean that's kind of baked into the art, right? Performance and acting. It's we can capture a lot of it on video, but it's there for its time. I think that's one of the things that's beautiful about it. Oh wait, here I am. No, I don't think I wanted to do that. Or did I?
Oh, wow. Did you fix the node? You saved my job. Thank you.
Oh, here I am. I think there was something up here that I wanted to get. So, yeah. Ah! I misjudged those instances. Evening, Dream Bombs. Good to see you. How are you? Oh, I can't access this yet. Ah, goodbye. No. Ah. All right, this was it. There we go. How are you, Dream Bomb? I feel like the elevator's not quite on beat.
Here we go.
You called?
Peppermint, your turn.
Come on.
Oh, Dream Bomb, I have a question for you. So there are two images relating to Killer 7 that I've been looking for that I saw on the internet when Killer 7 was released, but have not been able to find since. One is a picture from a release event of Killer 7 of Suda, and he's wearing a pro wrestling mask, and the guy who did Sega Gaga, I think, did the same thing. And he's wearing a pro wrestling mask, and that was, I think, his first introduction to a lot of fans in the West. And I'm wondering if you have that, because Google's image search engine is kind of crap now. It gives me the exact same thing over and over again, almost all of it marketing material for Killer 7. The other one is, oh, evening, Ark. I hope you have a good day. The other one is, this was a comic that was on Grasshopper's Japanese site shortly after the game released, and I think it had a drawing of one of the little paper bags sort of jostling back and forth on a stage after, you know, the Smith has died. But the thing that I remember is Garcian holding a GameCube controller and just smashing the A button, because that's the kind of the implication is that you as Garcian, when you're resurrecting him, that's kind of what he's doing also. And I have not been able to find that comic at all. I don't know what the URL is. I don't know what the Wayback Machine criteria are, and it's driven me nuts, and I would love to get a hold of that. And I wonder, does that sound familiar to you? And do you know, is there like a repository, like an archive that would have any of that stuff?
Oh, you see this route? How am I even supposed to get up there? I'm sure this is one of those it'll work itself out projects.
Ooh, it's 11:51. It's late.
Take this!
Lay off my money.
try something here. Ah, I hate the jumping ones. Oh, that's great. What a cool, cool final shot there.
You know, I don't think Corsica's like the other bosses.
Meaning?
She's less insane. Also, she seemed genuinely surprised when I said Spectra is an AI built for mind control.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
She didn't immediately try to kill you. Unusual compared to the other bosses.
I don't see why they'd keep the head of security in the dark about Spectra. Not unless management doesn't trust her.
Okay, can't do that. Thank you. I would love to know if you find anything.
Light 'em up!
Peppermint, come on!
Go get 'em, Chai!
Laser's blocked.
I got that one.
Peppermint!
Yeah!
Peppermint, come on!
Come on!
Try this out!
Need help?
Oh.
There we go.
That's it, Chai. All nodes activated. Just get back to our buddy downstairs.
Get off this floor.
Oh, weird. I was expecting a rhythm challenge there.
Go get 'em, Chai!
missed it. It is really cool. It's this game is so cool. Like this game is, it's so cool. I've not been this just gleefully overjoyed by a video game in a very long time. There was a am I going backwards? I think I'm going backwards. I seem to remember there was something up here. Or is this, No, 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 no! Ah, that's what I want! Go up? No. This is it. Nah. Do you mean the regarding stream quality, or regarding sort of the game's own execution? Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh yeah, with the zip, 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 zip. Right. Nope. Can I... No, I cannot. How do I get back? What am I missing here? Oh, here we go. Yeah, big cool room. That's it. That's what I needed. All right, so this way.
Wow, you actually did it.
You sound surprised.
Well, I mean, how much can you really trust a human?
What? I'm the most trustworthy guy ever. Look at this face.
Yeah, nah. Why'd they even let you into Armstrong anyway? You look like one of those hipsters.
Hipsters?
It's the pants.
For the record, I'm offended. But for now, I'll just leave.
Don't see why not. Central elevator's working, so you can access the lift out.
What a nice robot friend you made there.
What? No, he made fun of my pants.
Who cares? Ugh, we're finished here. Ride the elevator down and we'll take the lift to Corsica's wing.
I, for one, Mr. Chai, like your pants.
Weird timing, but thank you, Cinnamon.
All right, and I think that brings us to a wrap for the night. It's 12:03. I still gotta do some dishes and stuff. So, thank you everybody for coming out. Space Hamill, it's really good hanging out with you. Dream Bomb as well. And yeah, I hope y'all have a good night, and I'll be back with part 4 of this. We'll get to the Corsica's boss fight, which is very cool. And yeah, man, maybe next time I'll have more Sento for you. So thanks for having a good time if you did, and have a good night. Yeah, let's go with that. Oh man, it's so much easier streaming for the PC. Still, dedicated hardware.